friends. It's Nancy Bastine, and I'm doing some jelly printing a different way. I learned this technique from Lavinia Stamps, so I thought I'd pass it on and do a few of them myself. And I started doing them, and I'll tell you what I'm doing, and I'll show you what they look like. This is a couple that I've done, and aren't they beautiful? They're pretty. They're really pretty. So what we are using here is, I have a 5x7 jelly plate, and I cut my papers to be 5x7. I also have some leftover papers, and so I did some round artist coins and some ATCs. So I'm using ink pads, and these are ombre. I have some VersaFine here. I was using my distressed inks, but I decided I wanted them a little darker. So what you do is you get your brayer, and hopefully your ink is not, hopefully it's still juicy. And you just rub it on your, and you will have a hard time seeing this on the plate, but it's there. Oh, and then I'm using Brushos. And you have to have a fan brush for this. Well, you don't probably have to, but it would be probably helpful if you did. Okay, I'll show you what I did with my Brushos. I went to the Dollar Tree. I got this pan, and I bought these little pods. These little pods. And I took some of my Brushos out, and I put them in there with a little bit of distilled water. And this one I just put the powder in. Was just going to try it with putting the brush in, the wet brush in there, but it didn't seem to work as well. So here we go. I'm going to dip my brush in these, in one of these, and I have a glass of water over here on this side that I'm rinsing my brush out. And so let's see, this was kind of, I don't know what these are. I have no clue what colors they are. I know that looks like a green. I don't know. This might be an orange. This might be a yellow. I'm not sure. I didn't mark it, but I'm dipping my brush in, and then I'm going to put some on here. And it, yes, it goes everywhere, but be patient. And move this over here. I'll put my brush back in the water, and yeah, it goes everywhere. But that's the nice part about crafting, isn't it? I got my new computer up and away from all this stuff so it doesn't get all inky like my other one did. And then you just put your paper down. And you pull it up, and that came out pretty pale. Isn't that pretty? My ink wasn't quite, it's kind of dried out. I'm going to have to put some mineral oil, or not mineral oil, but some something on it. That's something. So let's go, and I'm going to use some VersaFine inks. I have a couple of those here. And so I'll use one of those. And I kind of like to rub my brayer off a little bit just to get the residue of that ink off from the last time. Because, you know, you kind of don't want to cross-contaminate your ink pads. Now this one is let me see what color it is. Deep Lagoon. And I love VersaFine inks because they are so juicy. See how juicy that is? Okay. And you don't have to worry about hurrying because your inks don't dry up that fast. And get my brush, and let's see. I don't know which one to dip it into because I don't know which is purple. I think I'm going to dip it in this one that looks like red. It might not be. It might be orange. I think it is orange. No, maybe it's red. I want to do these so you can see it on there. And it all depends on how much of this, how little of this, or how much you want on your page or on your jelly plate. And let's put a paper on there and see what we get. I'm using this paper that I get from Hobby Lobby that comes in a great big long, you know, long. It's mixed media paper. You get a whole bunch of it for $5. Oh, look at that. Now you can stamp on these. You can, Lavinia, I don't know what the girl's name is that works for Lavinia Stamps, but she does a lot of these techniques, and she was doing stamping on here with the Lavinia stamps, and it was coming out just gorgeous, these backgrounds. So let's do another one. I'm going to kind of wipe that. Well, it's not wiping off. I guess it stained my, that's okay, it stained my jelly plate. I'll clean it off with something. Now this one is Sombrero, which I don't know if that's orange or... Now see, that cross-contaminated my ink pad because I didn't get all that blue off. So now I'm going to have to clean my ink pad off. She was using her little 3x5, but I can't find my 3x5 jelly plate anywhere. So guess what I did? Yeah, you got it. I ordered another one. Alright, I don't know which is which here. You know, one is purple, one is green. I got a dog that wants to go out. This is purple. Belle, you're going to have to wait for a minute. She constantly does this all day long. She drives me nuts. Okay, let's see what we get. I'm going to have a mess to clean up. At least they're watercolors. Wow, that turned out ugly. The orange and the blue mixed together and made this beautiful brown. And it's in blocks. How about that? Hang on, guys. I'm going to go let her out and get some more inks, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have some stories to tell. I have deer in my backyard that are bedding down, And finally, Belle and Molly have gotten used to the deer being here. They will go out and start barking at them, and the deer will run off, but the deer and the dogs are getting along together, and the deer are not afraid of them. They don't, I thought they would go after them and hurt them, but they didn't. So anyhow, I found a few more inks. This one is VersaFine, and it's Imperial Purple. Okay, my story is the beginning of last month, the beginning of every month, I take my dogs to the groomer where they get a bath and their teeth brushed and their toenails clipped, and they get some attention, some personal hygiene attention. And after I dropped him off at the groomers, I went 2 driveways down from the groomers to United Dairy Farmers. I don't know if you have those in your part of the area, but it's a convenience store, and gas, and I was out of gas, and it was cold. It was cold that day. This was the first week in March. And so I got there and turned my car off and filled my tank up. And I just had run, the groomers is not very, oh my gosh, I got to interrupt again. My other dog wants to go out. Sorry. Okay, so I'm at the UDF. I'm getting I got my car filled up, get in it, went to turn it on, and nothing happens. So I'm like, great, this is just great. My battery's dead. And of course, because I just got in the car and I didn't even think about grabbing my cell phone. So here I sit at UDF with no cell phone, and so I had to go in the store, use their phone, and I'm a member of AAA. So I called them, and they said it would be 35 minutes, approximately 35 minutes before a guy could come and help me. Right? Well, that was, that's okay. So I go out there. Now, mind you, this is like at close to 12:30. I dropped the dogs off at 12, so it's not even 12:30. And so I sit there, and I sit there, and I sit there in the car, and I'm getting cold. So I go back in the store, and I sit at their little ice cream parlor place. And I sit there, and I sit there, and I sit there, and I sit there. Ooh, that one's pretty. I sit there, and I sit there, and I sit there, and I wait, and wait, and wait. Nobody shows up. All right, I got some neon inks that I'm going to try and use. So I go back out in my car, and I sit in my car, and I don't know what time it is. And so finally, I'm just really distraught. So I go back in the store, and I asked them what time it was, and I saw their clock on the wall, and by this time, it's almost 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I have sat there that long. I could have walked home and just left my car there. But anyway, so I called my sister-in-law by this time and asked her if she could come and help me. And she had jumper cables. And we got the car jumped just as AAA showed up. And of course, I needed a new battery. Of course, they always tell you need a new battery. And so they dropped a new battery in, and then I got home. Okay, so I'm really frustrated. but I'm okay. All right, now fast forward. Monday, this past Monday, today is Sunday. This past Monday, I had an appointment with a lawyer. Okay, I'm going to do neon pink. I had an appointment with the lawyer. So I go to the lawyer's office. And it's on the 2nd floor. I get on the elevator. I go up there just fine. See the lawyer. Sign all the papers I need to sign about getting Wes's inheritance. And come out of there and get on the elevator and go down to the 1st floor, and the door doesn't open. Now I'm stuck in an elevator. However, I do have a cell phone on me this time. I decided I'm never going out of my house without my cell phone ever again, and with a charger. So I'm panicking. I'm totally panicking, and they tell me don't panic. Oh, there's a phone in there. So I get on the phone, and I call the number that's on there, and, you know, and they said, what's the name of the building? I said, I have no idea. So I gave them the name of the attorney that I was seeing, and they looked it up, and they called me back, and they said, okay, it'll be about the elevator company is about 5 minutes away from you. So I wait and 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 wait. Nothing happens. And by this time, people upstairs are pushing the button. And so this elevator keeps going up and down. And on top of me being panicky now that I'm in this confined space, now it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. I'm getting so irritated and so nauseated by this time. Luckily, there is enough air inside of an elevator that you aren't going to die. So anyway, the next thing I hear is knock, knock, knock on the elevator door, and the guy's yelling at me, and I finally give him my cell phone number, and he calls me. Ooh, 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 look how pretty that one came out. Yummy. So he calls me, and he, I'm going to put, let's see, that's neon red, that's neon orange, green. This one's chartreuse, which is kind of a green. So anyway, he calls me on the cell phone, and he said that the Montgomery, because I'm in Cincinnati, okay? He says the Montgomery Fire Department's on their way. They're probably about 5 minutes out. By this time, I've been on there quite a while. So, first of all, I didn't know what to do. So I was ringing the alarm and trying to push the open door button, and that didn't all work and everything. So anyway, he says the fire department's about 5 minutes away. Fire department, what are they going to do? So I said, what are you guys all going to do? And he said, well, we have an override key that we can override. We put the key in and we can override the door. Okay, now this is contaminating this. Okay, so I wait and I wait and I wait, and he's talking to me, and I said, I really don't want to use up all my battery talking to you. I'm fine. He was talking me out of being panicked, and I said, okay, I'm fine, you know. I had my water with me. I took my water, thank goodness. That's another thing. I always take water wherever I go, in case, you know, just in case something stupid might happen. I don't know what to put on this one. I'm going to try this one. So, oh, that's green. Okay, so finally the fire department get there, and they're yelling at me, and they're telling me, it's okay, we're going to get you out, we're going to get you out. And I guess I put the key in, and the door's stuck. They can't get the door open, only about a crack. And I said, I'm not that skinny, I can't get through that crack. And they're laughing at me. At least I had some humor. And I just sprayed all that on my paper, so I'm going to move them. So finally, after they worked on it, I was in that elevator about 45 minutes. That seemed like the worst 45 minutes of my life. I'm stuck in an elevator. I am very claustrophobic. And the elevator wasn't very big. So anyway, they got me out, and when I went out of there, they had the jaws of life, their axe. I guess if they couldn't have got that elevator, and they kept telling me, move back away from the door, move back away from the door. Ooh, look how pretty that one came out. That one's really pretty. And I was like, were you going to use those? And they said, yeah, if we couldn't get the door open, we were going to have to saw it open. Hang on, I need a drink. So now the saga is not over with yet. So then I get my coat on, get everything put back in my purse, get ready to go outside, and the fire truck is parked behind my car, blocking my car in. I'm like, no, don't want to stay here another minute. I want to get home. So I asked him, I said, you're blocking me in. And he said, oh, you can get through there. I'll direct you through there. Okay. So they get me through. I'm going to use some yellow. And this is probably going to contaminate the yellow. So they get me out. And I'm taking a deep breath by this time, thinking, whew, I'm going to get home. Finally going to get home. I get home, and I lay down and take a nap. I am so mentally and so physically exhausted from being stuck in an elevator. Now, you guys might think it's funny, but it's really not funny unless you're the person that's in that elevator. So, next month, I don't know, but I'm never taking an elevator again. When I have to go back over there to get the paperwork after she put that through probate and everything, I'm walking up the steps. I'm not taking it out. It's only on the second floor. It's not going to kill me. It'll be healthy for me to walk up the stairs. When I was younger and we had apartments, we always lived on the third floor with no elevator. Always. Every apartment from the day we got married was always on the third or second floor. Never did I have a first floor, which is good because when SHIT runs over, it runs downhill and it always hits the first floor. So, yeah. Don't let the sewer run over, or you might get it on I don't know what color this is. It looks purple. It is. So sometimes it's better to live on the upper deck. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to put some of these ATCs on here and these artist coins and see how they come out. because, you know, they need to have some background on them. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And it was a horrible day. And yeah, I'm over it now. I'm totally over it now. I can go on now. Oh, that turned out kind of cool. Except for we need to get some right there. That's kind of cool. So if you guys are wanting to do this technique, you don't have to have Brushos. You can use watercolors. Just mix them up in these little pods. I got 8 of them for $1. And the lids are really tight on them. So whatever you put in them is not going to leak out. I like that. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I do. Let's see if I can clean this up and get some more paint on these. However, they don't have to be totally covered, but they are cute. Alright, let's do another one. I don't know how long I've been on here because I didn't look at the clock. Oh well. Let's do a neon green. That goes good with yellow, right? It won't contaminate my... And now the dogs are barking to come in, but I'm leaving them outside. They can stay outside. It's not that cold out there. It won't hurt them. I'm tired of... They do this to me every day. That's why I don't make videos. Because my dogs make me crazy. I feed them, thinking they'll lay down and take a nap, but then they want to go out. They do this after they drink water. Of course, they want to go out. And it's in, and not both of them don't want to go out at the same time. It's one or the other. But both of them are out right now, and they are not coming back in for a while. I'm tired. They can stay out there and bark and drive the neighbors crazy. I don't care. Because I need to make a video. And most of the time that's the reason I don't make a video, is because I don't want to interrupt it, to have to keep, and then welding it back together in the... And that's where I screw up. And on the editing program, that's where I screw up, and they don't get put in the right order. And, you know... Alright, here we go. This is where I need my little 3x5. Ooh, that's almost like the last one. Well, no, look at that. It's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. So that's why you don't see very many videos from me. It's not that I don't want to do them. It's just that when I was downstairs, I could ignore the dogs. And of course, when Wes was alive, he took care of the situation for me. And I didn't hear him barking, and you didn't hear him, well, every once in a while you'd hear him barking, but not like they are now. And this is just, let's do neon blue. It dries. Did I do a blue already? Well, we're going to do it again. They drive me crazy. But you know what? I'm thankful that I've had my dogs to keep me busy. Because if I hadn't had them, after Wes passed away, I don't know, I probably would have gone cuckoo in the loony bin. Now that's going to turn out green. I can see it on the baby wipe over here. When I'm rolling off the brayer, it's green. Green. So, let's see. Let's see what this is. I think this is green. So if you don't have Brushos, just use any watercolor that you have. I'm sure this has been done before. It's just that I ran across it when I was watching videos the other night, and I saw that Lavinia was doing a different technique, and so I watched it and I thought, whoa, I have Brushos. It's a good way to use my Brushos. I like the burst of the Brushos, and I was hoping I would get that, but once you put them in water, you don't get that burst. And I tried to get it with the dry one, putting the wet, yeah, you know, the wet brush into the dry. I'll show you. But I didn't get the burst either, but oh, look, those are pretty. Pretty, pretty. They will be pretty to work on. Stamp on, or, oh, look, what have you. Let's see if I can pick up any more off of the plate. All right, let's do another one. Let's do a couple more, and I'll show you how this, oops, I stuck my finger in that pod. I'll show you how, see, I put some powder in here, and then I dipped my brush in it, thinking I would get those sprays, but I didn't. But we're going to use, now this is violet, so we don't want that. What color do we want? How about red? See, they're just out there barking to come in the house. And then they'll come in the house and they'll be in the house for a few minutes, and then they'll want to go back out again. And I don't know how to curb that habit. But every time they go out, they squat. So, you know, you can't deny them from going out. But I'd like to teach them to hold it. But I don't want it on my floor. So what do? You just do videos and explain to the people that you're going to have interruptions because your dogs are going to want to go out. Alright, I'm dipping this in the water. I'm going to dip it in here. Now this is a little concentrated. And tap it on there. But see, it's still the same. You don't get those bursts. So you get hunks. You get big blobs. Ew, that went all over me. Ew, it's going everywhere. On my hand, on my shirt. Everywhere. I should be using my papers to pick up this. Yeah, I should. Let's do this in a whole sheet. see what comes out. Anyway, this is kind of fun way, a different way than just doing paints. I like it. It's really fun. So, ooh, there we go. So you get a hunk. You get a hunk on there. And I don't know if you sprayed it. I spray it. See if it will run. It just still makes a clump on there. Let's see if I can get any of this up on these pieces. No, not, well, a little bit. Look at that. It's picking up some. It's giving me a real light background. Hey, let's put some water on here. Just a little bit of water. And see what we get. Ooh. A little bit of something. Something, something. Oh, we're getting something. Alright guys, I don't know how long I've been on here because with this new computer my camera doesn't have a timer, or at least I haven't found it, and I didn't look at the clock when I first got on here, so I think I've been on here probably about 30, maybe 45 minutes, maybe even longer, I don't know. So anyway, if you like doing this or want to try this, it's really fun. You get a different look and you can stamp on them, and maybe we'll come back one day when I decide that my dogs are going to be quiet and not want me to chase them everywhere, and do up some of these ATCs and stamp on them. With that, I'm going to leave you with, remember to subscribe and tell your friends about me, about my videos, and comment, leave me a comment, because comments are fun if they're nice, and everybody leaves me nice comments. I only get one troll every once in a while. And that's it. Love y'all. See you next time. Bye-bye. Now if I can find the